Go back to Turkey.
Yeah.
As my colleague was pointing out, the situation on the ground for journalists is much worse than it's already coming out. And it seems in Europe, in Brussels, and they feel that after the Erdogan's visit and meet with President Obama, he's become bolder, and really the news is tightening around the journalists. So are you just, are you in touch? What is the highest level touch? Have you brought this, the journalists are really suffering there. So what is it just a statement? Is it something more than this you can do?
I think, again, we have been nothing but clear and assertive in terms of our views of the importance of media freedoms there in Turkey. And we also, look, Turkey is an ally and a good friend and a key contributor to the coalition against Daesh. And we want nothing more than to see Turkey succeed and to see their democracy reach its full potential. And we want to see Turkey itself and in its policies live up to its own principles, the principles enshrined in its own constitution. When I say, when I've said it in the past, sometimes it's met with the, an eye roll or an eyebrow raise or something that Turkey's democracy matters to us, but it does matter to us, and we want to see it succeed, and again, be the best it can be for the Turkish people. So that's why when we see, as I've described as a worrisome trend of a limit on press freedom in Turkey, why we say it, why we call it like we see it. And we don't just do that here from the podium. We do that privately with Turkish officials as well. As I've said before, Turkey has no greater friend than our ambassador, John Bass, there. These things matter to us. They matter to us all over the world, but they certainly matter to us in what we're seeing in Turkey. Now, I can't speak to President Erdogan's motivations, and I wouldn't do that. I would only say that I'd only repeat what I said before, and that's that we value our relationship with Turkey. We certainly value our alliance with them through NATO, and we're appreciative of the efforts that they're making as a member of the coalition against Daesh, which are not insignificant. Not to mention the fact that they've got millions of refugees on their side of the border that they're taking care of. But it's because we value this relationship, and it's because we count ourselves as such good friends that we're willing and able to have these kinds of very open, frank discussions with them about something like media freedom that concerns us.
But when you say the most troubling thing on the ground is that when you call them ally and friend, how do you react to a statement saying that they are your friends and you're turning a blind eye to what is going on the ground?
I'm not sure I understand your question.
They're your allies and friends and everything. They are cooperating on different levels.
Right.
On this, why not a stronger message is being sent? Or when you ask them, what is the reaction they give you? Don't they answer, or they just keep quiet?
I'm not going to characterize their side of the conversations. I mean, they can do that, but in the root of your question, there's this, I guess, this idea that because you count yourself as somebody's friend or an ally, that you aren't ever going to disagree on things, that you aren't ever going to see things differently or from a different perspective, or that you are on either side going to be afraid to speak up when you see something that concerns you. It's the sign of a mature friendship and relationship that you can have these frank discussions, and we have, and we will continue. And if you're asking me, are we happy that there hasn't been a demonstrable change in terms of treatment of journalists? Of course not. Of course not. That's not what we want to see. I wouldn't get up here every week and talk about this and express our concerns if we were content with what we're seeing, with the way journalists are being treated there. We're not content. And because we're not content, because we don't believe that this is in Turkey's best interest, not just your best interest, but Turkey's best interest, and the region's best interest, and the Turkish people's best interest. It's because of that that we're going to continue to raise this. I got time for just one
India?
more, and then I got to get going.